All right. Hello, beautiful people of the world. My name is Indigo. I go by the name Indigo. At Indigo on all streaming platforms like Apple Music and Spotify. At Planet Indigo on all my social platforms like Instagram, Facebook, things of that nature. But today is a special day explaining how to record and how to mix and how to make beats and things of that nature. So if you're a music maker or a beat maker or anything of that nature, this one's for us, right? This one's for the music creatives. But today specifically is going to be for beginners and intermediate level music makers. What we're gonna be going over very briefly, because I don't wanna make this video too long, the two main necessities you need to start recording music today. So that's gonna be hardware and software. So what is hardware? So hardware is the stuff that you need in real life, right? Outside in your little setup or studio to record. And the software is gonna be the stuff that you need in your computer, like the programs or apps or applications that you need in order to be able to record, right? So you could have the hardware, but with no software, can't record. You could have the software, but if you don't have good hardware or even just basic necessity hardware, then you still won't be able to record, right? So you need both, even if it's just the main basics. Hopefully this video is universal and can help any music maker, but I know for sure this is gonna be for beginners. So let me just give you a quick rundown. The reason why I'm starting to do this is because I've been making music for about 10 plus years, and I remember starting up, I didn't really have all the resources or network connections to be able to learn this, and I was too young to go to school for it. So I had to do my own research, my own trials and tribulations. I had to go out as basically a kid and try to meet people who were making music or making beats or who own studios, and I would basically learn from them best way I can. So real quick, hardware. So what do you need? I shouldn't be the one to have to tell you. Obviously you need a mic and a mic. I'm already starting off bad. Obviously you need either a laptop or a PC, right? That's a given. If you're gonna be doing portable studio sessions where you gotta be moving around a lot, definitely would recommend a strong laptop. If you're gonna be doing stuff at home or in a set specific location and you're not gonna be moving around and you just want a nice setup studio, a PC/computer is what you need. So what do you need for hardware? Mic, interface, headphones, and or studio monitors, which is just another fancy way of saying studio speakers, right? So hopefully that's another thing. I'm gonna try and hopefully teach you guys some basic terminology too with this music stuff, because there is certain words and terminology for this type of thing. So what microphone am I using right now? The microphone that I'm using to talk to you on. So that would be the Rode NT1. I didn't even spell that right. The Rode NT1. So this is the microphone I'm using right now. I think it's the silver one. I think this is the one that I'm using right here. Fairly cheap, right? I know to some people 150 to 200 is not very cheap, right? But I'm gonna just put it out there now. Music equipment is expensive, so get it out your head that it's cheap, or you're gonna get very good quality for the cheapest stuff. Sometimes you can get away with cheaper equipment and getting away with really good quality, but that's not always the case, right? You still need some type of decent equipment somewhere, right? This is the mic that I'm using right now to talk to you on and record this video. Honestly, to me, it's a perfect microphone. You're not paying a lot of money, but you're getting a higher quality sound, right? So that's why I love it. It has given me no issues. It has been super straightforward. I would recommend this mic to anyone. If you're on a budget, the mic that I used before this for years was the Audio Technica 2020. Still pretty universal, but definitely on the lower end side. Obviously, it's cheaper. Don't let that fool you. This mic packs a punch. It'll actually surprise you once you're able to, the quality that you're able to get out of it. But again, you got to put into account that in order to get a great quality, you got to mix the vocals and everything like that. We're just trying to get you a good, solid, clean recording, right? At this point in time, I'm going to assume that you don't know anything about mixing or you little to nothing about mixing, right? So on the cheaper side, definitely recommend Audio Technica 2020. If not, the Rode NT1 is perfect. If you have a higher budget to spend, and you just want to skip this step and go straight to a better microphone, another universal, beautiful microphone, the Aston Spirit. I have some really good friends of mine that I helped build their studio, and they're using this microphone, and the vocals always come out amazing. I love this microphone. If you do a lot of research, this microphone is able to get away with a lot of things. So keep that in mind. It's an amazing microphone. I'm not going to go too much into detail with that. I already gave you guys a good 3 options, right? So we're not going to go too crazy on microphones, but you need a microphone, right? Moral of the story. Stay away from USB microphones. They don't really have much to offer you. They don't pack a lot of power. Next, Interface. So what is an interface? First of all, I'm going to show you. You guys are going to be surprised because if anyone hears my music, you're going to be like, he probably got crazy equipment. Watch this. Been using this for the past 10 plus years. A PreSonus Audio Box 96 interface. And you see how cheap this is. We're talking $100 or less depending on where you're getting it from, right? So what is an interface? Real quick, you got to ask yourself, right? How is my microphone listening to what I'm saying and then traveling to my computer, and then my computer is translating it so that way now my voice is popping up on a recording, right? And I can record in other programs. I can record in my Pro Tools, record in my FL Studio. I can record in multiple programs, just like this Streamlabs. I'm able to do that because of my interface. So what is an interface? To try and simply put an interface really is just like a translator. It's like the middleman. That's how I look at it, right? The microphone doesn't connect straight to the PC. So what do you need? The middleman, interface. So instead of going from mic to PC, you're going from mic to interface and then to PC. So the interface is the guy doing a lot of the work because that guy is translating all this real life audio from my voice or your voice, voice or whoever's instrument. The interface is translating it or converting that real life sound from the microphone to the computer to make it a digital sound that can then work inside your computer. It's kind of like magic. Even to this day, it still surprises me how this stuff works. So yeah, this thing has been lasting me 10 plus years. I would recommend it to anyone. It's not the strongest interface in the world. It's only $100 or less than $100, but it gives me the least issues and it's the most compatible with basically all the softwares from what I noticed. So to me, you want less of a headache, don't want to dig crazy into your savings or your pocket, just get the PreSonus Audio Box. If you got the extra budget to spend, I don't know, get yourself an Apollo, like a twin or a quad. If you want to do your own recordings, if you want to do like more official studio recordings, get yourself the actual rack, right? So these are all basically the same thing. One is just portable, one is a little bit bigger, and one is way bigger, right? But obviously the capabilities are different in each one, and each one, even though they're all very powerful, they all do a couple things different. So definitely do your research on that. But for my people just starting up, get yourself that audio box USB. All my friends use this thing because, again, it's the most straightforward, it's the most compatible with everything. Why not, right? And it's cheap on top of all that. Headphones next, right? So we did mic and interface. Next, you need headphones, right? Cheap pair of headphones would be, this is what I have in my studio right now at Sony Studios. That's what you need to buy, a whole studio production company. All right, so the Sony MDR 7506 for $100. That's these right here. Never gave me any issues. You can pay a couple extra dollars for a warranty if you're worried about them breaking, but they're $100, right? Nowadays, $100 is $10. So what are you really losing if these break, right? Just buy yourself another pair. Buy yourself 5 pairs, right? $500, 5 pairs of headphones. Anytime one breaks, just go in your closet, pull out a new one. That's how convenient these are. They're foldable, right? I got hangers next on my desk to hang it up. Right now, I think these Tascam headphones are actually cheaper. Ooh, I'm gonna pass my timer by a little bit. I wanted to make this video by a certain length, but it is what it is. Tascam headphones, to me, these sometimes I even prefer these over the Sony headphones, and I think these headphones were probably like $50. Look at this, $30, $40. You could buy a pair for $100. So maybe this pair was maybe $80 to $100. But either way, still relatively cheap, right? We're just starting up, so you don't have to worry about getting the best headphones or the best interface. Get yourself definitely a decent microphone, because that means that no matter what program you decide to use to record, you should still get a decent quality coming into it, right? Again, I'm assuming no effects, no plugins, nothing like that, just regular raw recording, right? So next in line, well, I was gonna say, if you wanna get a really nice pair of headphones, get yourselves a higher end Sony headphone or Bose headphone, or I don't know, do your research, just do your research. Next, I will say is optional. It's not necessary. And why do I say that? Because everybody assumes that a studio is gonna have speakers, right? Common sense, you need to hear the song out loud. But I say it's optional because this video is for people who are trying to get into recording, whether you're new or somewhat new or whatever the case may be. So you don't necessarily need the speakers, because if you're just worried about recording, then all you need is a mic, your headphones, and your interface. That's basically the bare minimum what you need. But if you want to hear it out loud and you want to start learning how to mix right away, definitely get yourself a pair of studio monitors. That's what we call studio speakers. So this is what I'm using, right? Very cheap, $100 speakers. And mind you, I know how to mix my ass off. Excuse my French. I know how to mix my ass off. So Having $100 interface and $100 pair of speakers doesn't bother me. A lot of people will be like, how do you get this quality and you're recording off of this $100 that? It's all about what you know and how you apply it. It's not always about having the highest quality equipment, because what you will realize is that sometimes you're gonna go into a studio with the highest quality equipment and the recording doesn't sound all that. Why? Because maybe the engineer didn't know as much as they needed to know. Maybe they just hired the engineer. They're just fresh out of school or something like that. Or maybe this engineer is not familiarized with that hardware or equipment that's in that studio. So sometimes you might go to a crazy expensive studio and still not get good quality because people don't know what they're doing, or they're not familiar enough with their hardware and they didn't do their enough research. Some people just are really good at looking the part. So don't focus so much on looking the part. Focus on actually getting decent or great music done, even if it's not the most expensive equipment. Because let me tell you, you think this is cheap? I had speakers cheaper than that, $100, headphones cheaper than $100, a microphone cheaper than $100, and I was still getting decent quality because I kept forcing myself to learn how to mix, right? So main necessity, mic, interface, headphones. Optional, monitors. You know what you could really do? Skip the monitors for now, save yourself the money, use the headphones to record because that's all you need. And then when you're ready, save the song, export the song, bounce the song, right? Send it to yourself or a friend, and then listen to that off your phone. Listen to what you just recorded off your phone, or off of a Bluetooth speaker, or off of your headphone, your favorite pair of Beats or AirPods or something like that, right? So you don't necessarily need the speakers, because once you're done with the recording or the song or whatever you're doing, you can send it to yourself, email it to yourself, and then play it literally anywhere you want, on the phone, somebody else's phone, their speaker, their sound system, whatever. So you don't need the studio monitors right away, but if you just want to get everything done at once, definitely would just recommend the studio monitors. So that's basic necessities, bare minimum basic necessities. We getting started today, right? Moving on to software. That was hardware. Moving on to software. So you have to get familiar with a DAW, D-A-W, right? A DAW, spelled like this, D-A-W, right? And what DAW translates to, because it's an acronym, is Digital Audio Workspace. I believe it's Digital Audio Workspace. Digital or workstation. So I was close. It's a digital audio workstation. It's a fancy word for what app are you using to record. That's what a digital audio workstation or workspace is. So we're talking FL Studio, we're talking BandLab, we're talking Pro Tools, we're talking Logic Pro, we're talking Reaper, we're talking Audacity, we're talking all these different softwares or DAWs, right? Because these aren't just regular programs. These are programs that are made with the intent of you creating music or creating beats on that, right? Or recording vocals or sounds on it, right? So these aren't just regular softwares. These are DAWs. So get familiarized with the term DAW, right? So what do I use? I use FL Studio, as you can see here. I have it. I think I even have it, the little FL Studio down here. I use FL Studio for beat making. Throughout the years, what I've learned, in my experience, again, everyone has to do their own type of learning. I'm just a little stepping stone for you to hopefully give you some knowledge or shed some light. So FL Studio, in my experience, is just to make beats. Can you record vocals and make full-on songs on them? Yes, you absolutely can. You can do whatever your heart desires, whatever your soul and your intuition tells you. If your intuition and your brain and your body's telling you FL, then use FL. But in my experience, FL is for beats. Why? Because my teachers, as far as the other engineers older than me that have taught me, have shown me how digital FL Studio sounds when you're recording real vocals. And if you're trying to make yourself sound really like you and you're not looking for a digital sound, I would stay away from FL. I would only use FL for beat making or for loop making or samples, whatever. I wouldn't record on there. But again, to each their own. What do I use to record? I use Pro Tools. Like a lot of people, Pro Tools is an industry standard. Why? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I don't know when people started using it. I haven't done enough research, but I know that it's an industry standard because it gives you a very uncompressed, lossless audio quality, right? So if you want an audio quality that's almost equivalent to what I sound like in real life, to me, Pro Tools got that most realistic sound and that uncompressed quality that you need to really be able to get down to the nitty and gritty when it comes to mixing. So to me, Pro Tools is not only just an industry standard. So I didn't hop on Pro Tools because everybody else was using Pro Tools. I hopped on Pro Tools because my teacher, Knox Carter, I have a couple people who taught me throughout the years, but one of my most predominant teachers, one of my most important teachers, Knox Carter, was teaching me at 15 years old. And I seen he made his beats on FL, and I seen he recorded on Pro Tools. Always, he might use other programs to make beats, but usually it's FL, and he's always recording on Pro Tools. And when I asked him, he said, well, because FL doesn't sound real and Pro Tools does. That's what he told me. Now, can someone verify that or go against it? Probably. But that information has always worked for me, so hopefully it can work for you. So I use Pro Tools to record vocals and instruments. I use FL to make beats. Now, if you're on a Mac, I would still recommend Pro Tools, but I know Logic Pro is still great too. Logic Pro kind of reminds me of Pro Tools in a weird way. At that point though, you just have to get not only very familiarized with your DAW and or your software, but you got to get familiar with your effects and plugins too. That's gonna be for another video. I'm gonna show you a couple seconds of a song that actually I did a live stream on my YouTube, and I was live streaming this exact song. I was mixing it on my live stream, so make sure to go check that out if you didn't already, so that way you guys can see me in action mixing the song. I'm gonna play a couple seconds. Let me know what you guys think. I think it sounds amazing, but this is why I use Pro Tools. I only just mixed the vocals. That's all I did to it. I got up, but I can't let you run. You say you got up, are you gonna be down? Are you gonna be down? Are you gonna be down? Baby, go psycho, let's see where the night go. Welcome to my night show. As long as you alright though, I don't need advice, I've been on flight mode all my life. Make yourself knowledgeable, because when you make yourself knowledgeable, you make yourself more valuable, and you can help others. I mean, if you buy the hardware and you have no budget to get the software, I mean, start off with something small like a BandLab. BandLab is not going to get you the perfect studio quality sound, but it's going to get you to learn your hardware, and you got a software that you could start learning. Another thing, there's a Personas bundle here. Let me actually show you that before I get off. There's a Personas bundle you can get, and this is perfect for any beginner. And this is the bundle that I got when I first started making music. A Personas bundle, it comes with the headphones, it comes with a mic, it comes with the interface, it comes with the XLR cable that you need. Oh, which I almost forgot. You need XLR cable. What is an XLR cable? That is basically the power cable for most instruments and most microphones, if not all of them. This is what an XLR cable looks like. You should aim for a balanced one. There's balanced and unbalanced ones. Not gonna go too much into detail what the difference is, but one is obviously better than the other in a way of longevity and sound quality. This is what I started off with 10 years ago. I was 14 years old, recording in my grandma's garage, and I had a bundle just like this, and it was around $300-400, kind of like that. I don't know if mine came with speakers, but I know for a fact it came with the mic, it came with the interface, it came with headphones, it came with the XLR cable, it came with a microphone stand, which, oh my God, I almost forgot to tell you, you need a microphone stand. So you can either get a simple one like this, or you can get the microphone arm, which it's like a twist clamp. You just clamp on the side of your desk. Sometimes the Personas bundle comes with it. It looks like these are all stand-up stands. But as you can see here, there's a whole bunch of different bundles. But what's really cool about this bundle that I took for granted, I wouldn't say that I took it for granted, but I didn't use it as much as I should have. I took for granted for the fact that this bundle comes with a DAW, a software that you can use to record. It comes with Studio One, which is made by Personas. And honestly, it's a really decent program to start learning how to record yourself. That's honestly how I started learning how to record myself. I started with Audacity, a free program, but it's pretty shitty. Excuse my French, it's pretty shitty because nothing is in real time. You gotta process all your plugins one by one, so you don't really see what's going on. It's a pain. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pain. So when I forgot if it was my 15th birthday or something like that, my mom asked if I wanted something. We were really poor growing up. I was moving home to home, school to school. This time around, she had a certain savings. My stepdad at the time had saved a certain amount of money. They were like, what do you want? And as kind of like a dare, I told my friend, I'll become a rapper because you said so. In order to become a rapper, you need recording stuff, right? And I was tired of recording my voice off of my Samsung Galaxy S2 or whatever the hell I was using. So I'm like, I need recording equipment. But obviously, I wasn't even savvy enough to have a crazy hustle because I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do in my life. I'm still a kid. This bundle saved my life. It kept me out of a lot of problems. I'm in a small city. A lot of stuff happened here. It kept me out of a lot of issues, a lot of problems because I just constantly stayed in either my attic or my grandmom's garage using this bundle right here because it gave me everything that I needed. And it even came with this piano. Well, it's a MIDI keyboard. So this is a keyboard that I use on FL or any beat making software or DAW. This basically can play any instrument. So it's not just for piano or keyboard purposes. To wrap up this video, this is what I'm here for. I'm here to help anyone and everyone that has simple questions that they feel like no one is answering for them, because that's how it was for me when I first started. So I'm just trying to make this information a little bit more easily accessible. I feel like if you want to make music, everyone should have the access to be able to make the music, and they should be able to have access to the knowledge to really understand what they're doing and why they're doing it and how it works and the ins and outs. And I hope and pray that I do help someone or help a lot of people with this. This music stuff is a constant learning process, is a constant learning curve. You got to really just apply yourself and just fall in love with the process. Like I said earlier, it's not about the destination, it's about the process. You're going to meet a lot of dope people along the way. You're going to learn a lot of dope things, but don't take it too seriously. Just enjoy the fact that you love it, and enjoy the fact that it's going to be a process that could take the rest of your life. Like I said, I go by the name Indigo. If you want to check out some of my music, just search up 7NDIGO on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, whatever you use. I'll pop right up. If you want to follow me or subscribe to me, I'm at Planet Indigo on YouTube, at Planet Indigo on Instagram, at Planet Indigo on Snapchat. If you have any questions, or if you feel like you need me to elaborate a little bit more on some things, just leave a comment. Let me know, or DM me on Instagram or my Facebook page. Just I'm all for being for the people and helping people out. So hopefully I can bridge that gap to help people understand what's going on. This video is way longer than what I wanted it to be, but I'm not really running off a script. I'm basically just going on the fly, and I want to talk to you as if you're my best friend, and I want to help you. And this is how we're going to do it, starting off small and just understanding the basics. I'm going to be making more videos like this, so if you want me to make a certain type of video, definitely comment what kind of video, or DM me what kind of video I should be making next. If this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, or helped someone you know, make sure to leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel. We definitely going to have more videos like this. I got live streams where I'm mixing my music, other people's music, and recording too. I'm recording on these live streams. I'm making beats on these live streams. And also on my YouTube page, if you haven't seen already, I got a bunch of music that I dropped. So feel free to check it out. That's all the time I got for tonight. I pray everyone has a beautiful rest of their day, or a beautiful rest of their night, or a beautiful start to the day. And welcome to Planet Indigo, baby.